Friendship is one of life's most valuable gifts. It's built on trust, mutual respect, and genuine connection. But not every friendship is worth keeping. Some friends don't uplift you. Instead, they drain your energy, bring negativity, and disrupt your peace. Sometimes the hardest thing to realize is that the company you keep has a direct impact on your emotional well-being, personal growth, and overall happiness. In this episode, we're diving into 10 types of friends you shouldn't trust or let into your life. These are the kinds of people who, rather than supporting your journey, weigh you down. By learning to recognize these harmful traits, you can quietly distance yourself from toxic influences and surround yourself with people who truly have your back. From the gossip monger who can't keep a secret, to the constant critic who chips away at your confidence, and the opportunist who only shows up when they need something. We'll break down each type and explain why letting go of these friendships is crucial for your well-being. Because sometimes protecting your peace means learning to walk away, even if it's hard. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clearer understanding of the kinds of friendships that serve you and those that don't. Let's get started with the first type. Number 1. The gossip monger. Everyone enjoys sharing stories and catching up with friends, but there's a fine line between friendly conversation and harmful gossip. The gossip monger thrives on spreading rumors, sharing secrets, and stirring the pot. They often present themselves as someone in the know, always ready to spill the latest drama, but beneath their surface charm lies a dangerous habit: betraying trust. Here's the problem. If a friend is eager to share other people's secrets with you, they're just as likely to share your secrets with others. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, and with a gossip monger, that foundation is constantly at risk of crumbling. You might feel tempted to confide in them, but before you know it, your personal information could become the subject of someone else's entertainment. Over time, keeping a gossip monger in your life can lead to anxiety and mistrust. You find yourself walking on eggshells, wondering which of your private moments will become public knowledge. This constant unease erodes the sense of safety that true friendships should provide. The Stoics taught us to value integrity and caution when choosing our companions. Epictetus wisely advised, "Keep company only with those who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." A gossip monger does the opposite. They thrive on drama and weaken the bonds of trust that make friendship meaningful. Here's how you can handle this type of friend. 1. Set clear boundaries. If they start gossiping around you, gently steer the conversation in a different direction, or make it clear that you're not interested in hearing about other people's personal matters. 2. Avoid sharing sensitive information. Trust is earned, not given. If someone has a habit of gossiping, don't give them material to use. 3. Evaluate the friendship. Ask yourself, is this friendship adding value to my life, or is it creating stress and distrust? If it's the latter, it might be time to quietly distance yourself. Remember, friendships should be built on trust, not tension. If you can't trust someone to keep your confidence, they don't deserve a place in your inner circle. Letting go of a gossip monger isn't about being harsh. It's about protecting your peace and creating space for friends who truly respect you. After all, life is too short to waste on friendships that leave you feeling exposed and uneasy. Number 2. The constant critic. Criticism, when delivered constructively, can be helpful. It challenges us to improve and grow. But there's a difference between healthy feedback and persistent negativity. The constant critic is the type of friend who rarely, if ever, has something positive to say. They seem to find fault in everything you do, whether it's your decisions, your goals, or even your personal tastes. Over time, this relentless stream of negativity can chip away at your confidence and self-esteem. The danger of having a constant critic in your life is that their negativity can become a background noise you internalize. Instead of feeling encouraged or supported, you start doubting yourself, questioning your choices, and second-guessing your abilities. Even worse, you might begin to seek their approval, hoping that someday they'll finally validate you, only to find that nothing ever seems good enough for them. It's important to recognize that constant criticism often stems from insecurity. People who constantly point out flaws in others may be projecting their own fears and shortcomings. They feel a need to bring others down to feel better about themselves. While it's not your responsibility to fix their insecurities, it is your responsibility to protect your mental and emotional well-being. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control: your reactions, your mindset, and your actions. You can't control a constant critic's behavior, but you can choose how much influence they have over your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed." Constructive feedback helps us grow, but persistent, unfounded criticism only harms. Here's how you can handle a constant critic. 1. Separate valid feedback from unnecessary negativity. Not all criticism is harmful. Sometimes even harsh comments can carry a grain of truth. When faced with criticism, ask yourself, is this something I can learn from, or is this just negativity without purpose? Accept what's useful and discard the rest. 2. Set boundaries. You don't have to subject yourself to constant negativity. If a friend's comments leave you feeling drained or unworthy, limit how much time you spend with them. It's okay to prioritize your peace over their opinions. 3. Avoid engaging in unnecessary debates. Constant critics often enjoy stirring up conflict. Instead of arguing or trying to defend every decision, practice detachment. A simple, calm response like, "I appreciate your perspective," can end the conversation without fueling further negativity. 4. Surround yourself with positive influences. Balance out negativity by spending more time with friends who uplift and encourage you. Positive relationships help rebuild the confidence that constant critics may have eroded. Ask yourself, does this friendship leave me feeling stronger or weaker? If the answer is weaker, it might be time to reevaluate the role this person plays in your life. Life is challenging enough without having someone constantly pointing out what's wrong. You deserve friends who support your growth, not those who undermine it. Letting go of or distancing yourself from a constant critic isn't about avoiding feedback. It's about recognizing that true friends offer support, not endless judgment. By quietly eliminating the influence of this type of friend, you open up space for healthier, more uplifting relationships that help you thrive. Number 3. The opportunist. Friendship should be built on mutual respect, support, and genuine care, not on convenience. The opportunist is the type of friend who only shows up when they need something. They aren't interested in your well-being or personal growth. They're interested in what they can gain from being around you, whether it's material favors, emotional support, or even social connections. Their loyalty is tied to how much they can benefit. At first, the opportunist may come across as charming and friendly. They know how to say the right things and make you feel needed, but over time, a clear pattern emerges. They only appear when they need something from you, and once their need is fulfilled, they disappear. This one-sided dynamic leaves you feeling used and unappreciated, questioning whether they ever cared about you at all. The danger of keeping opportunists in your life is that they can drain your resources, emotionally, mentally, and sometimes financially. While helping others is a noble thing, it becomes harmful when the relationship is entirely one-sided. You give and they take, without reciprocation. This imbalance can leave you feeling depleted and resentful, especially when you realize that they never had your back in the first place. Stoic philosophy reminds us of the importance of intentional relationships. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. An opportunist by nature seeks to improve only themselves at your expense. Maintaining such relationships can prevent you from building deeper, more meaningful connections with those who truly value you." Here's how you can handle an opportunist. 1. Recognize the pattern. Pay attention to whether this friend only contacts you when they need something. If you find that the friendship feels transactional rather than mutual, it's a sign of an opportunist. 2. Set clear limits. It's okay to help others, but not at the expense of your well-being. Establish boundaries by learning to say no when a request feels unfair or overly demanding. If they disappear after you stop accommodating their needs, it confirms their opportunistic nature. 3. Don't feel guilty for stepping back. Opportunists often rely on guilt to keep you engaged. They might make you feel as though you're obligated to help them or that saying no makes you selfish. Remember, a true friend wouldn't manipulate you into giving. They would respect your time and boundaries. Ask yourself, is this friendship truly reciprocal, or am I being used? If it feels one-sided, consider quietly distancing yourself. You don't need to explain your decision or confront them. Simply stop being readily available whenever they call. True friendships are built on give and take, not on exploitation. By letting go of opportunists, you create room for genuine connections, friends who care about you as a person, not just as a means to an end. Life is too short to be surrounded by people who are only there when it benefits them. Choose relationships that bring balance, trust, and mutual support, and you'll find that your life becomes lighter, clearer, and more fulfilling. Number 4. The drama magnet. We all know someone who seems to thrive on chaos, the drama magnet. This type of friend is constantly surrounded by conflict, crises, and unnecessary complications. Whether it's family issues, relationship problems, or petty arguments with others, they seem to attract drama wherever they go. And unfortunately, if you're close to them, they will inevitably drag you into their whirlwind of chaos, disrupting your peace and emotional balance. At first, you might feel sympathetic toward the drama magnet. After all, everyone goes through tough times, and being a supportive friend is important. But over time, you realize that their life is a never-ending cycle of turmoil. No matter how much advice you offer or how often you lend a helping hand, the drama never truly ends. It simply shifts to a new conflict. That's because drama magnets aren't interested in solutions. They're interested in attention. Their chaos becomes your emotional burden. The problem with keeping a drama magnet in your life is that they consume your mental and emotional energy. Their constant need for validation and involvement in petty conflicts can leave you feeling drained, anxious, and distracted from your own priorities. Instead of focusing on your growth and well-being, you find yourself entangled in problems that aren't even yours. Stoicism teaches us the value of inner peace and the importance of guarding it. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Associating with a drama magnet takes away that power, because their constant chaos invades your mind, disrupting the calm you've worked so hard to cultivate. Here's how you can handle a drama magnet. 1. Set emotional boundaries. While it's okay to be a supportive friend, it's crucial to recognize when their problems are becoming your burden. You don't have to be available for every crisis. Politely but firmly let them know that you can't always get involved. 2. Avoid being drawn into their conflicts. Drama magnets often try to pull others into their arguments, seeking validation or backup. Resist the urge to take sides or get involved. Instead, offer neutral, calming responses like, "I'm sure things will work out," without feeding into the drama. 3. Limit your time with them. Spending too much time around a drama magnet can leave you feeling emotionally drained. If their presence disrupts your peace, it's okay to step back and prioritize relationships that bring calm and positivity into your life. Ask yourself, is this friendship bringing more chaos or calm into my life? If the answer is chaos, remember that it's not your responsibility to fix someone else's life. True friends bring stability and support, not constant turmoil. Letting go of or limiting your interaction with a drama magnet isn't about abandoning someone in need. It's about protecting your peace. You can still care about them from a distance, but you don't have to let their chaos dictate your life. By quietly distancing yourself from drama magnets, you create more space for tranquility, focus, and friends who contribute to your well-being, not disrupt it. Number 5. The flake. We've all encountered this type of friend, the one who's unreliable, inconsistent, and constantly cancels plans at the last minute. They may seem enthusiastic when you first make plans, but as the day approaches, they suddenly become unavailable, leaving you hanging with little explanation. Over time, this behavior doesn't just waste your time. It sends a subtle but clear message. Your time and feelings don't matter as much to them as they should. The problem with having a flake in your life is that they disrupt your ability to plan and trust. You begin to hesitate before making commitments with them because you've learned, through experience, that there's a good chance they'll cancel or simply not show up. This constant inconsistency can lead to feelings of frustration, disappointment, and even resentment. Flakes often don't flake out intentionally. They may be overwhelmed, disorganized, or simply unaware of how their behavior affects others. But regardless of the reason, their actions create instability in your friendship. Real friends show up when they say they will. They respect your time because they value the relationship. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of focusing your energy on things and people that are dependable and contribute positively to your life. Seneca wrote, "We must cherish those who are reliable and steady, for they add strength to our own lives." Spending too much time with unreliable people creates unnecessary emotional strain. Your time is valuable, and surrounding yourself with friends who respect that helps you live a more balanced, fulfilling life. Here's how you can handle a flake. 1. Lower your expectations. If someone has repeatedly shown you that they're unreliable, adjust your expectations accordingly. Don't rely on them for important plans or commitments. Instead, keep your interactions casual and low pressure. 2. Call out the behavior, if necessary. If the friendship matters to you and you want to give them a chance to improve, have an honest conversation. Let them know how their behavior affects you. Sometimes, people aren't aware of how their actions come across until it's pointed out. 3. Prioritize reliable friends. Instead of investing your time in someone who frequently cancels, focus on friendships with people who consistently show up. These relationships are more fulfilling and less stressful. Ask yourself, am I constantly making room for someone who never makes room for me? If the answer is yes, consider whether this friendship is worth the effort. You deserve friends who respect your time, value your presence, and show up when they say they will. Remember, friendship is about mutual respect, and respecting someone's time is one of the simplest but most important ways to show that you care. Letting go of a flake, or at least limiting how much you rely on them, isn't about being harsh. It's about recognizing that your time is precious. Life is too short to spend it waiting on people who can't commit. Instead, surround yourself with friends who value you enough to be present and dependable. Number 6. The backstabber. Few things hurt more than betrayal by someone you thought you could trust. The backstabber is the type of friend who pretends to be on your side, but secretly undermines you when you're not around. They present themselves as loyal, supportive, and trustworthy to your face. But behind the scenes, they engage in gossip, spread rumors, or sabotage your reputation. This betrayal cuts deeper than most because it comes from someone you allowed into your inner circle. At first, it may be hard to identify a backstabber. They often mask their true intentions with charm and false kindness. They might seem genuinely interested in your life, offering sympathy or advice. But over time, subtle signs begin to emerge. Rumors you can trace back to them, passive-aggressive comments disguised as jokes, or instances where they share something you told them in confidence. Each incident leaves you feeling confused, wondering if you're overreacting. But when these behaviors become a pattern, it's clear this person isn't truly your friend. The problem with keeping a backstabber in your life is that they erode your trust in relationships overall. Once you experience betrayal, it becomes harder to open up to others, even those who are genuinely loyal. You might find yourself becoming more guarded, less willing to share, and more anxious about the intentions of those around you. This emotional toll can weigh heavily on your sense of peace and well-being. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control the actions of others, we can control how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When someone does you wrong, ask yourself what they meant by it. Understand that they are acting according to their nature." This Stoic perspective reminds us that a backstabber's betrayal is a reflection of who they are, not who we are. Understanding this can help you detach emotionally from the pain and take rational steps to protect yourself. Here's how to handle a backstabber. 1. Distance yourself quietly. You don't need to confront a backstabber with accusations or drama. Often the most effective approach is to create quiet distance. Stop sharing personal information with them and reduce how much time you spend together. 2. Don't retaliate. It's tempting to fight fire with fire, but retaliating only drags you into their level of negativity. Instead, rise above by maintaining your integrity. Let your actions speak for you. Over time, people will see who the real problem is. 3. Strengthen your core relationships. A betrayal can shake your trust in others, but not everyone deserves to be painted with the same brush. Focus on nurturing relationships with those who have consistently shown loyalty and respect. Surrounding yourself with true friends helps rebuild the trust that a backstabber tried to break. 4. Protect your reputation through consistency. A backstabber may try to spread rumors or false narratives about you, but your long-term actions will always carry more weight than their short-term gossip. Stay true to your values and let your character speak for itself. Ask yourself, am I allowing someone in my life who consistently betrays my trust? If the answer is yes, it's time to step back. You don't owe loyalty to someone who undermines you. Trust is earned, not given freely, and once it's broken repeatedly, there's little reason to continue investing in that relationship. It's important to remember that letting go of a backstabber isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. You have the right to protect your peace, your reputation, and your emotional well-being. Life is challenging enough without having to watch your back around those who should be supporting you. When you remove backstabbers from your life, you create space for genuine friends, those who celebrate your successes, support you in tough times, and value your trust as much as you value theirs. In the end, betrayal is painful, but it also teaches a valuable lesson. Not everyone deserves a place in your inner circle. By quietly distancing yourself from backstabbers and focusing on nurturing relationships built on mutual respect and trust, you can reclaim your peace of mind and build a stronger, more supportive social environment. Let go of those who harm you and make room for those who truly care. Number 7. The envious one. A true friend is someone who celebrates your wins, supports your goals, and finds joy in your successes. But the envious one struggles to do this. Instead of being genuinely happy for you, they feel threatened by your achievements, comparing themselves to you in ways that create tension, jealousy, and passive-aggressive behavior. Envy is a silent poison that erodes the foundation of a friendship, and if left unchecked, it can turn even the most promising relationship into a source of constant stress and discomfort. The envious friend might not openly express their jealousy. In fact, they may disguise it behind fake compliments or subtle digs. You may notice that whenever you share good news, they seem uninterested, dismissive, or quick to shift the focus back to themselves. Over time, this behavior can make you feel hesitant to share your successes, as if you're walking on eggshells to avoid triggering their envy. This dynamic not only damages your self-expression, but also diminishes the joy you should feel in your achievements. Envy isn't just a personal flaw, it's a reflection of deeper insecurities. The envious one compares themselves to others because they measure their self-worth externally, believing that someone else's success somehow diminishes their own. But friendship isn't a competition. True friends understand that success isn't a limited resource. Your wins don't take anything away from them. The danger of keeping an envious friend in your life is that their jealousy can manifest in subtle sabotage. They may discourage you from pursuing your goals, minimize your accomplishments, or even talk negatively about you behind your back. This toxicity can undermine your confidence and drain your emotional energy, making it harder to stay motivated and focused on what truly matters. The Stoics remind us that we can't control how others feel, but we can control how we respond to them. Seneca wrote, "It is the power of a great mind to despise injuries and rise above them." When dealing with an envious friend, it's crucial to rise above their negativity without letting it affect your sense of self-worth. You don't need to match their energy or justify your success. You just need to protect your peace. Here's how to handle an envious friend. 1. Be mindful of what you share. While it's natural to want to share your wins with friends, if someone consistently reacts with envy, consider limiting how much personal success you discuss with them. This protects your energy and reduces unnecessary tension. 2. Don't downplay your achievements. It's tempting to minimize your success to avoid making an envious friend uncomfortable, but doing so only diminishes your own joy. You have every right to feel proud of what you've accomplished. Don't let someone else's insecurities make you feel otherwise. 3. Encourage self-growth. If the friendship matters to you, Try encouraging your friend to focus on their own goals and progress. Sometimes envy stems from a lack of personal direction. By helping them shift their focus inward, you might improve the dynamic. 4. Distance yourself if necessary. If their envy continues to create a toxic atmosphere despite your efforts, it's okay to step back. A friendship based on comparison and jealousy isn't healthy, and it's better to prioritize your well-being than to stay in a relationship that brings more harm than good. Ask yourself, am I sacrificing my happiness to accommodate someone else's insecurities? If so, it's time to reconsider the role this friend plays in your life. You deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you up, not those who bring you down because of their inability to handle your success. Remember, life is not a competition, and true friends celebrate each other's victories. By quietly eliminating or distancing yourself from envious individuals, you create room for relationships built on mutual respect, joy, and support. Protect your peace, own your successes, and choose friends who genuinely want to see you thrive. In doing so, you'll build a stronger, healthier social circle that encourages growth, not rivalry. Number 8. The control freak. A healthy friendship allows space for individuality. Each person should feel free to make their own decisions and live according to their own values. The control freak, however, tries to dominate your choices, opinions, and even the way you live your life. They want things done their way, and if you don't comply, they resort to guilt, manipulation, or passive-aggressive behavior. Over time, their need for control can suffocate your sense of independence and self-worth. At first, a control freak may appear to be genuinely concerned about you. They might offer advice or guidance under the guise of helping you, but soon you notice a pattern. Their advice isn't just an opinion, it's an expectation. If you don't follow it, they might act offended, distant, or critical. This can leave you feeling pressured to conform to their way of thinking, fearing that standing up for yourself will damage the friendship. The real danger of having a control freak in your life is that their behavior can erode your confidence in your ability to make your own decisions. Instead of trusting your instincts, you start second-guessing yourself, wondering if you're making the right choice according to their standards. Over time, this can lead to a loss of autonomy and self-respect. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of personal agency, your power to control your own mind and actions. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." A friendship with a control freak threatens that freedom by trying to impose external control over your inner world. True friends support your autonomy. They don't seek to dominate or manipulate your decisions. Here's how to handle a control freak. 1. Assert your boundaries. The next time they try to dictate your choices, calmly but firmly let them know that you value their opinion but will ultimately make your own decisions. For example, say something like, "I appreciate your advice, but this is something I need to figure out on my own." This reinforces your independence without escalating the situation. 2. Recognize manipulation tactics. Control freaks often use guilt or passive-aggressive comments to pressure you into compliance. Pay attention to these patterns and remind yourself that their reaction is not your responsibility. You're not obligated to live your life according to their terms. 3. Limit how much influence they have. If they consistently push boundaries despite your efforts, reduce how much you involve them in your personal life. Share less about your decisions and plans to avoid unnecessary interference. 4. Distance yourself if necessary. If their controlling behavior becomes too draining, it's okay to step back from the friendship. You deserve to be surrounded by people who respect your autonomy, not those who try to impose their will on you. Ask yourself, am I living my life according to my values, or am I constantly trying to meet someone else's expectations? If it's the latter, take a step back and reclaim your freedom. Friendships should bring support, not control. Remember, true friends don't demand control. They offer support and encouragement while respecting your individuality. Letting go of or distancing yourself from a control freak isn't about being rebellious. It's about preserving your independence and mental well-being. When you eliminate controlling influences, you regain the ability to trust your own judgment and live life on your own terms, free from unnecessary pressure. Choose friends who empower you, not those who try to control you. In doing so, you'll create a social circle that nurtures your growth and respects your freedom. Number 9. The liar. Trust is the cornerstone of any strong friendship. Without trust, a relationship becomes fragile, full of doubt and second-guessing. The liar is the type of friend who bends the truth to serve their own interests, consistently deceives you, or withholds important information. Whether it's small lies that erode your confidence in their words, or larger lies that undermine your entire relationship, dishonesty creates an unstable foundation for any friendship. At first, you might dismiss their lies as harmless. Maybe they exaggerated a story or avoided telling you something because they didn't want to upset you. But over time, repeated dishonesty adds up. You start questioning everything they say, wondering whether you can truly rely on them. And that's the real damage a liar causes. They make it impossible to trust, which leads to emotional exhaustion and insecurity in the friendship. Dishonesty doesn't just harm the relationship, it affects you personally. Being around someone who constantly distorts the truth can make you more anxious and less trusting in general. You may find yourself doubting not only them, but also others who have done nothing to deserve your suspicion. A liar's behavior chips away at your sense of stability and clarity, leaving you feeling uncertain about what's real and what's not. The Stoics emphasized the importance of living an honest and virtuous life. Seneca wrote, "A good mind is free from deceit." A liar's constant deception is the antithesis of this principle. It creates confusion, tension, and unnecessary drama in your life. By holding on to such relationships, you allow dishonesty to cloud your judgment and disturb your peace of mind. Here's how to handle a liar. 1. Call out the behavior when appropriate. If someone you care about has lied to you and the friendship matters, address it directly but calmly. For example, say something like, "I noticed what you said didn't match up with the facts. Can we talk about why?" This gives them a chance to explain or correct their behavior without immediate confrontation. 2. Watch for patterns. Everyone makes mistakes, and a single lie doesn't necessarily define someone. However, if lying becomes a consistent pattern, it's a sign that they lack respect for you and the friendship. Trust your instincts. If something feels off repeatedly, it likely is. 3. Limit your vulnerability. If you choose to maintain some level of connection with a liar, be cautious about what you share. Avoid confiding in them about sensitive matters until they've proven they can be trusted. 4. Decide if the friendship is worth keeping. Repeated dishonesty often signals a deeper issue, whether it's insecurity, manipulation, or a lack of respect. Ask yourself, am I willing to invest in a relationship where trust is constantly in question? If the answer is no, it's okay to quietly step back. Ask yourself, do I want to keep someone in my life who repeatedly breaks my trust? If their lies have caused you to feel anxious, unsure, or betrayed, it may be time to let go. Trust is earned, and once it's broken repeatedly, it's incredibly difficult to repair. Remember, a true friend values honesty and transparency. While no one is perfect, genuine friends admit their mistakes, seek to make amends, and strive to be trustworthy. Letting go of a liar isn't about holding grudges. It's about protecting your peace and surrounding yourself with people who respect you enough to tell the truth. Life is too short to waste on relationships built on deception. Choose honesty, choose trust, and choose friendships that allow you to feel safe, valued, and respected. Number 10. The taker. Friendships are meant to be a two-way street, built on mutual respect, care, and reciprocity. The taker, however, doesn't see it that way. This type of friend constantly drains your energy, time, and resources without offering anything in return. They expect support, favors, and attention whenever they need it. But when you're the one in need, they're nowhere to be found. Over time, this one-sided dynamic leaves you feeling used, unappreciated, and emotionally exhausted. The taker doesn't always come across as selfish right away. They might initially seem grateful or appreciative, making it easy to overlook the imbalance. But as the relationship progresses, a pattern emerges. You're always giving, and they're always taking. Whether it's emotional support during their tough times, financial help, or even just your time and attention, takers rarely reciprocate. They see friendship as a resource to be tapped into, not a relationship to be nurtured. The danger of keeping a taker in your life is that they can drain you to the point of burnout. Constantly giving without receiving leads to resentment, fatigue, and even self-doubt. You may start questioning your worth, wondering if people only keep you around for what you can offer rather than who you are. This emotional toll can weigh heavily on your overall well-being, making it harder to maintain healthy boundaries with others. The Stoics believed in balance and self-respect. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." A friendship with a taker does the opposite. It leaves you feeling depleted and diminished. True friendships should uplift you, not drain you. Here's how to handle a taker. 1. Set clear boundaries. Takers thrive on people who don't enforce limits. Start by defining what you're willing to give and when. If they repeatedly ask for favors or emotional support, learn to say no without guilt. You don't have to explain yourself. Your well-being comes first. 2. Stop overextending yourself. Takers often rely on guilt or obligation to keep you giving. Remind yourself that it's okay to prioritize your own needs. You can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself before giving to others. 3. Evaluate the friendship's balance. Ask yourself, is this friendship reciprocal, or am I always the one giving? If the balance feels heavily skewed toward you giving and them taking, it's worth reconsidering how much energy you invest in the relationship. 4. Distance yourself if necessary. If the taker doesn't respect your boundaries or continues to drain your energy, it may be time to quietly step back. You don't need to make a grand declaration. Simply reduce your availability and focus on relationships that feel balanced and supportive. Ask yourself, am I maintaining this friendship out of genuine connection or out of habit and obligation? If it's the latter, it might be time to let go. True friends value what you offer, but they also give back in return, whether it's support, kindness, or simply being there when you need them. Remember, friendships are meant to be mutually enriching. Letting go of a taker isn't about being selfish. It's about recognizing that your energy is precious. Life is too short to invest in relationships that leave you feeling drained. By quietly eliminating or distancing yourself from takers, you create room for friendships that are truly reciprocal, ones where both giving and receiving come naturally, without expectation or resentment. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who appreciate you for who you are, and who contribute to your life in meaningful ways. That's how you build a social circle that nurtures your growth and well-being. Friendship is one of life's most influential forces. It can either nourish your spirit or quietly drain it. The people you surround yourself with shape your mindset, your emotions, and even your personal growth. That's why learning to let go of what no longer serves you is an essential part of living a life of peace, clarity, and self-respect. Some friendships may seem harmless on the surface, but over time, they subtly erode your well-being. Whether it's someone who thrives on gossip, a friend who constantly criticizes, or a person who only appears when they need something, these relationships leave a lasting impact. You don't have to hold on to connections out of guilt or habit. Sometimes, the greatest act of self-care is knowing when to step away quietly. Letting go doesn't have to be loud or confrontational. You don't need to explain yourself or justify your decisions. It's about setting quiet boundaries, protecting your energy, and prioritizing your mental and emotional health. This isn't selfish. It's necessary. You can't pour into others if you're constantly drained by those who take without giving, criticize without building, or bring chaos instead of calm. There's strength in choosing what's best for you. When you quietly distance yourself from negativity, you open space for meaningful connections, those rare friendships built on trust, respect, and genuine care. You'll find that life becomes lighter when you surround yourself with people who truly uplift you, rather than those who weigh you down. Don't be afraid to walk away from relationships that no longer align with the person you're becoming. Letting go is not an act of rejection. It's an act of choosing yourself. It's a quiet, powerful declaration that your peace matters, that your well-being is a priority, and that you deserve friendships rooted in mutual respect. As you move forward, ask yourself, does this friendship support my growth, or does it hold me back? Be honest with yourself. If you recognize that a connection drains more than it gives, give yourself permission to step back without guilt. Change doesn't have to be dramatic. It starts with small, intentional choices. Each time you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for something better. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your wins, who stand by you during tough times, and who encourage you to keep growing. These are the relationships worth nurturing. Everything else, it's okay to release it with grace, knowing that by doing so, you're creating a healthier, more balanced life for yourself. In the end, true strength lies not in clinging to what's familiar, but in having the courage to let go of what no longer serves you. Trust yourself, respect yourself, and never be afraid to choose peace over chaos. Life is too short to settle for anything less than genuine, supportive, and uplifting relationships. Stay strong, stay intentional, and remember, you deserve the kind of friendships that make you feel seen, valued, and truly alive.